Hi everyone, it is me, Sailor Mercury, Sailor Quicksilver, Amy here, and today I'm going to talk about how yesterday I got 24H2, which is, I guess, the latest Windows 11 update make. I am aware, and maybe some others are aware, that 25H2, which is out only for insiders right now, which everybody else, if their reckoners meet the standard or not, will take it on somewhere in the 10th month. So let's talk about how this season happens. So this would have been around 6 in the evening when I get when I look down, it says, you got another update. I go into it. It said you meet the standards for 24H2 Windows 11 offshoot. So I take this update on. This update, which starts about 6:30 in the evening, doesn't end till about 10 at night. And you're thinking, oh, all this update does is this shift your update make, you know, like shifting 23H2 over to 24H2. And you're thinking it's such a small update, why would it take so long to download and for lay and whatever else updates do? Well, the answer is I don't know. But all I know is that I know my reckoner meets the standard for at least 24H2, and I would think when 25H2 comes out for everyone somewhere in the 10th month, our reckoner should get it too. Now, a lot of folks that have 10 and he's an 11 know all about update makes, about how you get we'll say 8 between months of updates, we'll say, either between Stronghold and Bug Heal updates, Neebe tools settings, I'm just saying mostly that. And a lot of folks will say, well, why didn't they do that with Windows 0.05, the first Windows? Because that one didn't really run off the interweb. They're like, why didn't they do that with Windows 95 or 98 or 20 or XP or Vista or 7 or 8 or 8.1? I don't know. I just know when it came to 10 and later on 11, there were update makes, and some reckoners would meet the standard and some would not. Now you might think, oh, AMI, who are they? I don't know if they're I don't know they're a well-known reckoner maker or not, but it seems their reckoner at least met the standard to take on 24H2, Now, you said we did talk about being an insider. Now, what an insider is, in the small thought of insider, is someone who, if their reckoner meets the standard, takes on tools and updates and settings and shit. Way even before they're out for the outlets. It's more like they want you to stretch all of these updates and tools and settings and shit, and to see how they run and how they break and shit. And then Smallsoft can say, well, all right, maybe we need to work on those tools or those settings or those updates or whatever the hell. Sorry, insiders, if it fucked up your reckoner. Yeah, those are what insiders are. Folks who, if they meet the standard, they get updates and tools ahead of everyone else, sometimes even before they're fully done or fully made. And then they get to tell Smallsoft and say, oh, well, it crashed, it didn't froze or whatever, it freeze, whatever. And Smallsoft goes, oh, all right, yeah, well, now we know what to not let it do when we send it out to the outlets. So, no, I don't want to be an insider. But some folks are. And it's some of these folks who are insiders who happen to be on the interwebs, well, mostly Euro, who am up telling you, well, this update's coming or this tool. Now, anyway, I'm happy with getting 24H2. Now, I don't know how many months of update it still has or how long the updates go for because they don't tell you. 23H2, what some folks said came to an end last year, but that wasn't true because when I first got the Reckoner on Tuesday, we had 23H2 and we got updates from them for that. So 23H2 apparently still has some update lifetime to itself. You know, the only, So anyway, at the end of the day, the whole saga of getting 24H2 on the Reckoner was, yield, because this update, which you started about 6:30 in the evening, didn't end about 10 at night. And this is after all the other shit, and you're thinking, oh, well, the Reckoner's smaller and the inner workings are smaller and you're running off a wireless interweb feed, and that all can be true. But it went through and then we got it, so it is what it is. All right, see everybody later.